Okay, so I'll be doing a VOD review for knicflip. They're a Plat 5 support, and they play Baptiste and Kiri this game. I think this is console, just based on how you move, right? How you move your whatever cursor. Um, I went ahead and watched pretty much the entire replay, and I think your primary two problems is that your positioning is very awkward and you're not using cover enough, right? So positioning, I think your primary problem is you're playing too close to your team. And what I mean by that is a lot of times I'll actually swap. I don't know where my cursor is. I apologize. A swap. This is just to demonstrate. This is kind of what you're doing to your tank. You're literally like grouped with them, and you often stack like directly next to your teammates. This is really bad because one, when you're that close to your tank, right, and you're playing the same spot as them, you're just gonna eat so much random spam. Like they're not even going to be necessarily shooting you all the time. You just randomly eat damage. And if you group with your teammates, right, if they have any splash damage and you're all grouped up, now instead of doing like whatever their single target damage is, like Reinhardt, he does 100 damage on a swing, whatever, he'll be doing 300 damage per second now instead of just 100 if he's swinging on just the group, right? And you run into the same problem. If they just randomly aim into this group, right, they're just gonna randomly hit something. Like you can see I'm not aiming, and I'm still hitting something, but like, you know, if someone's up here, like, and I will have to aim them, like, see how much harder it is, right? Obviously I'm not really trying, but yeah, it's a point. And another thing is like it also opens up angles for your team, right? I'll show this in the replay, but just having multiple angles of attack, especially on Baptiste, right? Because you can jump and open up angles, right? If they have a shield or something, or they're behind cover, you can jump above the cover or something like this. See them more easily, right? And cover usage, right? It kind of plays in part to the first point, right? It's a little more straightforward, I guess, right? You're constantly in the open, just eating random spam, right? And if you just play closer to cover and think about like how you can break enemy LOS if you're getting shot, right? You know, something like that, right? And I'd say your third issue, I'd kind of a hard time choosing between cooldown usage and the fact that you're not shooting enough is what you should work on in third. Obviously, you can work on both of them too if you want. All of the above, right? Um, but I think you will benefit a lot more from just using your gun more, right? Especially you're playing characters that can shoot and heal for free. Like I'm just holding down both the buttons on my mouse, right? And you see like my shooting doesn't interrupt my healing. And the same thing is it's the same premise on Kiriko, right? I imagine console maybe it's a little harder to like, you know, shoot the floor and aim at the same time, right? So it's like it's gonna take some time to get used to. Right, but just try to get in the habit of shooting more. You don't even necessarily need a weave. I picked this one because there are fights where you shoot, you just like kill or do a ton of damage, and just kill people for free, right? And if you just focus on getting yourself in positions where you shoot more, I expect you will rank up a lot. Again, I apologize, I have no clue where my cursor is. Okay. Alright, anyways, to the replay. Let's see. Yep, okay.
Ready for battle.
Oh, a little too far forward. Okay. Apologize, a little slappier than normal here. Right, I'd be looking to peek right now. The only chance of you dying right now is if they have a widow. If you do, and she's set up like right there for some reason, so be it, right? I think it's an okay peek to do, just to peek to see what they have. Because it's so rare to ever see a widow there, and if you die, like your spawn's right here, and you'll be back in 10 seconds, right? And you'll know for next time. Because the thing is, you're not shooting, which makes it hard for your Baptiste to walk. I mean, your tank to walk forward. You're shooting now. I'm a little out of range, right? Here, right? You be shooting. Let's see, this is a problem with cover usage, right? You're pretty much just standing still in the open, and this Mei is just like flinging these ice at you, right? But if you're playing, for example, you know, this room, right? If you start getting shot by the Mei, you just do this. You might be able to LOS her if you go behind this thing too. Or you can also like take the off angle from your team. You know, take the thing up here, start shooting the people high ground, right? Look down at your tank, start healing him or whatever, and shoot the people up here, right? These are different different options for you to take, but you should be trying to shoot more consistently. Because the problem is now, your tanks walked into the LOS of the entire enemy team, and right, these people are keeping you from walking forward because they're pretty much full HP. And like he's getting shot by 5 players, or could be getting shot by 5 players when you can only shoot 2, right? So he's just gonna take way more damage than what you can heal. So you have to like shoot these people and pressure them away so your tank can actually peek, right? No, so be it. If he kind of throws, keeps doing that too aggressively, he's gonna lose, right? But these are instances, right, when you need to also be shooting to the best of your ability, right? You can only heal so fast, and you have the ability to shoot at least 1 time between every time you heal. So. Sorry though. Okay. Tank dead, I don't know what your chunk's doing. Just getting out is perfectly fine here. I think waiting for the tank's okay in this situation, right? I say that because it's going to be very difficult to actually kill anyone here. So, your tank's back, right? Okay, it's good. Stepping up with your tank. You're doing some shooting, and like this is a good opportunity for you to use your boots on Bap, right? They don't have a hit scan, so they're not going to easily be able to snipe you out of there, right? If you jump, right, I think like the maximum you can jump is like right around here. Look how much easier this shot is for you. Like either target, it really doesn't matter, and you're still perfectly safe, right? I mean, if the Mei double headshots you, it's very, very unlikely. One, you know, you have both your cooldowns, and your Ana can heal you, and you can also shoot the main return, so she like also messes up her aim and gets like scared, right? And here, this is like a positional problem, right? Your tank's trying to push the corner. What you have to do instead of like sitting here right next to your tank, you have to swing the corner wide, right? Because that opens up the LOS for you and makes it harder for the enemy tank to reach you, right? The Hog just used his hook, so he's not threatening right now. And if you're just kind of turning the corner with your tank here, instead of like playing really far back, right, stacking the corner with them, you can possibly kill that Hog, right? And you can keep kiting the angle this way, right? And if you kite the angle this way, right, look how much cover you have from the people high ground. You can still shoot everyone here. You know, you can walk over here, for example. Now you're just kind of stuck in a bad position because the Mei obviously just chucked her ult here. I think no matter what you do, you're kind of dead. It's kind of a good ult by her. It's very unusual for people to get ults in this position. You could probably like lamp right here in this doorway, right? So it saves your Ana and your Ashe. And maybe their Mei dies, you probably are dead no matter what if the Mei shoots you, unfortunately. But if you use your lamp that way, you might be able to like turn the fight. Sorry though. Losing an ult or losing a fight to an ult's not that in the world, so.
A complete recovery.
If she dies, you know, you kind of just have to let her sometimes, unfortunately. Like, you shouldn't, like, let her die, but if she's just going to sit in the open and demand you get healed, I mean, she gets healed permanently, right, I just, like, throw a lamp at her and keep walking, because you have to start, like, pressuring people aggressively. Especially as Baptiste, like, his cooldowns, I think they're situationally, like, very good, but you can win games as Baptiste without using any cooldowns, honestly, because he just does that much damage and healing if your aim's good, right? And I don't think your aim is, like, particularly bad, especially for Plat. Hits some pretty good shots, right? He's kind of playing too far away, right? Kind of sitting out in the open, but, you know, you hit some good shots in the Mei regardless, right? Cover usage problem, right? You're kind of peaking at too low HP. Should have waited for your Ana to heal you a bit there. And now, because you're forced to, like, let your health regen, right? You can't peek with your team to, like, punish this Hog for being overextended here, right? So, small mistakes like that kind of, like, compound, right? So. It's pretty good, yep. Could have been a little faster there, but it's alright. I think it's okay to play card here. You just don't want them to touch. Getting three in card's perfectly fine. Here I'd be looking to walk forward. You know, if your Ana's going to play cart, I'd be looking to take an angle, right? You want to be able to support your tank, but not take the same angle, right? So this is an option for you, especially if they don't have hit scan, right? So look how much this opens up the angle for you and your tank, right? You can still heal your tank, and you can shoot literally their entire team. Or alternatively, you can come down here, play this cover, shoot the hog out, shoot the whatever torb out, and probably lamp your Ash. I think she's about to get hooked here. So, right, I mean, two options, right? But just kind of like going this really short angle is really awkward. You can see, like, look how bad your LOS is right here, right? You're peeking and the hog's right here, right? And you just have to kind of have to like do this to heal your tank and shoot, right? But if you just kind of went this way, right? You can shoot, look at your tank very easily. Like, look how little I'm moving my mouse, or in your case, your joystick probably. Or if you go this way, right, it's even less, right? You know, but just like kind of like angling yourself on your tank this bad is like really awkward, right? And you can see it forces you to get out of cover more if you want to heal your tank from the maximum HP, right, from the directs. So yeah, playing the same like corners your tank is like the big positional mistake you're making a lot of times.
Stay near the immortality field.
It's alright, I understand. You didn't really need to use your lamp, but that's okay. Here, cover usage thing, right? You know the hog's playing down here, right? If he was better, he would have hooked and killed you. Especially because you don't have lamp to save yourself. Right. If you want to know what you should have been doing, just literally play like on this side cart, right? Alternatively, right, you could also be taking high ground with your junk, so the hog can't even interact with you, and just swinging this corner up here, and start shooting people from above, right? And you can still, it might be a little awkward on controller, right? You can still look down and heal your Zarya, wherever she is. Okay, I see her now. But I'm sure you can see you almost died there. The hog is slightly better.
Let them out.
Unfortunate timing. I don't think this is the best window. I'm sure you can see now the cart's literally in the way of the window. If you swung the corner more wide, right, and windowed here, like this would be really dangerous. You have cover. You probably can't do it. You know, like right now, you could probably just kite this ult, honestly. Um, I don't disagree with like the idea of the window. It's just unfortunate timing with the cart, right? Not the end of the world. Just keep track of the card a little better, right? Cover usage thing right here. You're just walking in the open against this hog. If the hog hooked you, or you got shot by whoever's behind him, I can't tell. The May, you would have died, right? Just use the card for cover and just like do your best to like back up on this side because you can still shoot through window, right? If the if they overextend, or just try to back out this way if the hog hooks or something, right? Or just stay and fight it, right? You have options, but just walking out in the open like that is just crazy. You definitely would have died if you die here. Just surprised you did not die sooner.
Et si nous refaire encore?
Fall back and regroup.
I think waiting for your tank's perfectly okay. And see him walking forward, you can walk too. Again, see, you're just kind of like following your tank. Yeah, this is where you don't want to be. Like I said earlier, you're just gonna eat random spam, and your like LOS on everyone's really bad.
You're completely healed. Round of healing.
Here, and you can see like you're playing too close to your tank. And like I said earlier, you're making it harder on yourself than it has to be, right? If you're just playing from like this angle to begin with and just like swung this way, right? Now you can shoot, look at your tank really easily, but since you're playing so close to them, you just have to keep doing this every time you want to like heal. Obviously right now, but when you're here, right, you heal your tank and like do this to keep shooting, but you want to keep them in a line, as often as possible to make it as easy on yourself as possible. Here, this is a good opportunity to be pushing forward. I don't know why you're backing up. Seems like it's a really small detail, but like, I guess you're trying to heal your junk. It's okay, if he backs up, he's not in danger of dying. Just push with your Zarya to like capitalize on the fact that you have a pick, right? Your Ana can heal too. It's not all on you to heal everyone, so. That's probably what you're looking for here. Again, see how you keep making the same mistake of playing the same corner as your tank? If your tank's playing this corner, just swing behind them, right? You still have cover here, right? You know, you can still shoot people. If they back up, okay, you can just jump up here and play with your Ashe up here, right? Now look how dangerous this is for them. And you know, you can keep walking this way. You can walk inside, right? You have options. I wouldn't, you know, go too far because you still have to heal your team, right? If you go like too far in one direction too early, you run the risk of just letting your team die. But you know, your Ana has to do something. It's not all. I'm sure you can see how awkward this is. Not really a good lamp because your Zarya was pretty much full HP and she had a bubble. That's beside the point. You can see like the bigger issue is that you're playing so close that it's making it really awkward for you to just like swing these corners. Imagine right now if you were up here. One, your Ashe would have died, right? You would have been able to heal her. And two, this Mei couldn't do this, right? She has ult, and she's probably just gonna blizzard you guys on the back line. I don't know.
Immortality fields down.
Right, and if you're just high ground earlier, or just further away from your tank to begin with, or like taking like the wider angle or whatever, right? If your tank's on the cart, you could even like walk all the way over here at this point, right? You know, like not literally right now, but like, you know, a few seconds ago while they're all going high ground, right? And just open up the angle a ton and be relatively safe and still be able to heal your tank and whatnot. But since you're playing so close to your tank, you see what I mean? You're just eating so much random stuff, right? This Mei was probably aiming for your Ana. Just happened to here, your tank's dead, your Ashe is dead, your Junk's dead, right? He was about to die, I should say. You should be backing out, right?
Excellent. Keep the payload moving.
See, I mean, your aim's pretty good. You're just blowing up this Reaper, you're punishing him for his bad movement, so... If you just get yourself in the habit of putting yourself in positions where you can shoot more, I have a strong suspicion you wake up. No reason to drop off the high ground there. That Reaper was still really far away, and you were pretty much full HP, right? Just play there, even though you didn't know your Ashe was there. A little unfortunate you mess up the jump back up. That killed your Ashe, but not the end of the world. The primary mistake was falling off in the first part, which is why I mean it's not the end of the world. You let your Ashe die. Obviously, you should have like lamped her and been up there fighting with her. But just unfortunately, you messed the jump back up, and you could have saved her. Small mechanic there. In Plat 5, you're probably not losing games for it, right? I don't know if that was intentional. That was good outranging the Hog there. Hog's gonna have his hook again, and right this corner, you see you're stacking with your tank. If this Hog was better, he would have hit. I actually don't know how that didn't hit you. Let me see from his perspective. He must have accidentally flicked at the last second or something. I don't know. I don't. Maybe you're just barely out of range, but he should have been able to hit you there. And this is just because I don't even know if he was necessarily aiming for you. This is just because you're stacking the same corner with your tank. You see how literally your entire team's like in this group right here, but if instead you're taking the angle this way, right? Your tank presses this angle, or you could even jump up here, right? Use your boots more proactively to take off angles, right?
My ultimate is ready.
Here, this is really dangerous, right? You just walked into the Hog even though he had hooked. If he ignored your Zarya and hooked you, you would have died, because I don't think your Zarya has bubbles here. Yeah, see? Right, if he was a better player, you could have definitely died there. Okay, you know, good punishing that guy for doing that. See, you're still out in the open. This guy has hook again, right? Your Zarya should have bubble now. I didn't see if she used it. But you see, like, he's just throwing a hook at this corner, and your entire team is grouped here. If your team does this, it's on them, right? But you can't be the one doing this, right? So, you see, other people are getting punished for playing like you are, and like your place. So, if you were a bit faster with window, you could have windowed like right here, pretty much like where the VOD thing is, you know, the interface or whatever, and shot the Hog and like insta-killed him with your Ana, and then like shot the Reaper or whatever, because you had regen burst so you could sustain yourself. Yeah, I mean, that's a quick thing. It might be a little awkward on controller, so yeah, I guess getting a little more comfortable with controller definitely would help too. I'm obviously not a console player, so I don't have any tips in that regard, right? So it's an opportunity to use window to like turn the fight. Always be looking for opportunities like those. But you also have to consider that you set yourself up in that position to get pushed in that like in that corner by the Hog because you're playing too close to the corner, right? And not taking the proper position away from your tank earlier on from like, you know, 20, 30 seconds ago. So you're just standing out in the open. No need to regen burst there. Everyone's pretty much full. Just jump up. Well, yeah, it's risky with the Reaper there, but you can jump up if you didn't waste your regen burst. You see the Reapers up there, or just fall down. Down here, you're perfectly safe. Like if this guy jumps in your team, your Ana can sleep or nade him. Your Zarya has bubbles for you, right? And he just jumps in the middle of your entire team's LOS, so he'll get punished for that, right? You still have lamp and you still have burst, right? So it's not like super risky. Even though you're jumping straight to a Reaper. Okay, good lamp.
Step inside.
I will say, if
stay
this
alive.
Ashe is a bit better, she may have been able to destroy the lamp. Again, you're just kind of walking out in the open. You see Ashe's top, right? Just go this way. See, she can't see you until the last second. Right? Look how much more awkward this angle is for her. And once you get to like here-ish, right, then you can start swinging and like, she still can't see you unless she peeks wider, and you can see her like this at the same time she can see you, right? If you know she's up there, right, just keeping LOS of the enemies in mind, positioning wise, right?
Let them out.
Here, right. Your Zarya is nanoed and she grabs. I don't think it's necessary to window here, but I really don't think it's necessary to window the tree. What you should be doing is just peeking beyond the tree. Like the tree does okay healing, but when people are stationary, it's really good because people can move and get healed by it and use it as cover. But when people can't use it as cover, it's like not very good, honestly. So if you just walk, to either side of the tree and just shoot your Zarya's grab or even the hog here, it's way more valuable than shooting the tree, right? Here, I'd be looking to go for it, right? You just wipe their team. Your Ana's been sitting on card all game, and it has to like stall to open up this doorway anyways. So what you could be doing in like the meantime is, for example, coming up here. If you're moving pretty much as soon as you team wipe them, you could jump up here, right? Start shooting them as they peek out of spawn, right? And if you get low, no problem. You just drop, right? Just keeping up that offensive pressure and just using the fact that you can shoot them and slow them down so they like cross into open space, right? When you're set up positionally, you have the advantage because you can always like break LOS easily if you're positioned correctly, and they have to do like the hard work of getting you out. Right? Here, just sitting in the open, right? I'm sure you can see. You die for it here. Actually, if this Ashe is even better, she would have killed you like much sooner. You're like completely unaware that she's up there.
60
Right?
seconds remaining.
That could have been prevented, one, by just playing cover, right? If you're playing up here, for example, or playing over here, right? You have options, or playing here, right? Inside that room. I think probably like playing up here at this point is better, but this also would have been preventable if you're up here sooner, right? Because she would have had to fight you off the high ground to be able to take that angle on you in the first place. This is why positioning is so important, right? It just kind of prevents people from being able to like kill you in the first place. Fortunately, your Tracer dies late. It's alright.
You're completely healed.
You're right, the hog hook, just start shooting. I will say, when you make yourself more at level with the enemy team, right? It makes the shots easier, right? One, you could jump up because you know she's really low and she doesn't want to peek. You could jump up and shoot her, but the jump from here to like here is much faster, and you can like pressure much more easily, right? And remember, you have lamp and shift, so she really shouldn't be killing you if it's a 1v1. Not from this range, at least.
Clock ticking. Push the offensive.
Standing in the open, right? She's off high ground. She's backing out.
Stay near the immortality.
Pretty good lamp there, right? Risky for Ana.
Field destroyed.
See the problem? Like, this Ashe is in a really problematic position. If you just were in a better position to like punish her for overextending earlier, you would have been in a much better situation now. But it's not that. Your
10 seconds remaining.
whatever, Zarya dies because you were distracted with the Ashe, but you should have been able to deal with it a little earlier, right? I will say, even if you don't kill her, one thing you can do is you take high ground, right? You can be the one that jumps up here, for example, now, until the Ashe gets like the long angle on you. And you might be saying, okay, well, she can just like, coach gun back up or something. Well, she has to wait to get healed. And if she's like down right here taking cover, she can't shoot you, right? You can literally just play like right here on this corner. If she coach guns up or takes a long angle, no problem. You just literally drop on the floor and she can't kill you, right? So, you know, something to keep in mind. Or alternatively, when the Ashe drops and your Zarya starts peeking the corner, you swing wide, right, and just start shooting them. Obviously, you don't want to swing this wide right now, but you can start swinging like here-ish, right? If you start getting shot, just back up, right? Or you can, you know, go this way, right? You have options, right? If you start doing a lot of damage, you can keep pressuring and opening up the angle this way, right? Because you didn't like do one of those options, you got the Ashe low earlier, you just kind of gave up your advantage on the Ashe. You just kind of like can't do anything, right? Here you can't do anything. Your Reaper was on cart, no reason to run in. Actually, I think your Trace was on cart, and your Reaper got on now. Just let your DPS touch, right? You have a Tracer and Reaper. They have invulns and they also have like teleports effectively, right? I mean, Tracer doesn't literally have a teleport, but Blank's close enough. Like, you're just gonna get C9 by Hog. Here, could have done some stuff better. Not the end of the world though. The big mistake was like not capitalizing the Ashe advantage you made earlier, and then just like trying to run hard. So, but I'm sure you can see if you lived there, right, and windowed. And you had window and high ground, right? If you didn't like run into cart and just windowed high ground for the recontest, you probably would have won the game. Or just full capped, I should say. Going on defense. I think the Baptiste is working fairly well, you know. But swapping is never necessarily a bad problem, right? So here they have a Hanzo. Be careful about challenging him at this range, right? Because he can one-shot you, but you're never gonna like one-shot him, obviously. And two-shotting him is very unlikely. Because he's a mercy pocket, right? If he starts taking damage, he'll just yellow beam him, and he's like literally impossible to two-shot if he gets any healing. And you can see a problem here. You're stacking literally with your Mei. This is obviously partially on her, but you're also like far away from cover, right? So you see they have a Hanzo just walk out of his LOS, right? And maybe just like pick a different angle, right? Honestly, you could just like play up here, for example, right? It's not really great for you. One thing you can do, depending on their comp, this is riskier, is play up here, right? Force them to clear off the high ground here, and if they push you, just teleport away. That's one of the good things about Kiriko. But it's risky if you don't know what their comp is. Risky-ish. You can see if the Hog was a bit better, he would have actually hit you there. I will say, right, if your Mei starts getting low, right, you're kind of being sloppy with your movement. It's a very small difference to make, but like, you see how close this is, right? And you're just kind of like walking in, walking out. What do you want to do if your Mei starts taking damage is just LOS yourself from literally everyone, right? Heal your Mei and then peek out once she's full, you know, something like that, just so you're not vulnerable to getting hooked or like shot by the Hanzo. You see higher ranks, what some people would do if they see you jiggle peeking a lot, and this is what I do a lot, is they'll just shoot the Mei, bait you to like keep doing this. This is like especially prevalent like heroes like Hog, Hanzo, and Widow that can like just kind of really hard punish you for doing stuff like this, right? Is they'll just shoot the Mei, whatever, and then look at you when you jiggle peek and just headshot you instead because you're making yourself really predictable. Kind of a small thing, but something to keep in mind, right? Here, this is like really not good. You didn't know if the Hanzo was high ground or not, and you just kind of ran out in the open against them, right? You should be like slowly peeking, you know, jiggle peeking to see if, not necessarily jiggle peeking, right, but I'm sure you can see how dangerous this is, right? The Hog has this hook. If he looked at you, you would have died, or potentially gotten hooked and died. No real reason to Suzu there. He's a Hog miss, but that's alright. Here, right, since you have wall climb, you should be dropping with your team to get closer. It's the like, you're not gonna die there, right? And just getting the kills, getting the extra ult charge is just really good. And you just climb, you can literally just climb back up anyway. So don't be so afraid as like Kiriko and Baptiste is dropping off the high ground so much if they don't have like hit scan, right? And when I say hit scan, I don't mean Reaper, I mean like Cass, Ashe, Widow, stuff, Hanzo, stuff more so. That's right. Here, I don't like that you gave up the positioning over here. There's really no need to, right? This puts you kind of on the same angle as the rest of your team. And over here, right? Look how much of a crossfire this opens up with you and your tracer. You literally ignore the hog and just shoot like the I think that's a reaper. You know, you have a lot more options in the hog, but here you're kind of like angling yourself to shoot only the hog, which is like the lowest value target to hit, right? Make them like get you off the positions to begin with, right? And here you also like isolate yourself behind your entire enemy team, so the reaper teleports on you for free, right? And you don't have a good teleport target, right? Because you're pretty much stacked with your team and you're the furthest one behind, right? But if you were over here and the Reaper teleports on you, no problem. You just start losing the fight, right? You just teleport on your Ana and she was like back here. Or even here, should you be a lot safer, right? But now you don't like have a good teleport target because if you teleport your Ana, the Reaper just drops. You probably still live and you could probably still shoot him away, right? Here, should have Suzu'd a little earlier, teleported a little earlier. Not the end of the world, but you shouldn't be the one getting intro picked, but that was just I think you knew what you wanted to do, right? I saw you looking down to Suzu or teleport. It's got to be a little faster next time, right? Not much more to say there. That's alright. They're pretty much all dead, so not too risky doing that. You're right. If your team's full, start looking to do damage, right? It doesn't really matter who it is. Obviously, ideally, it's not the tank. But like you see your maze going for a blizzard, no reason to be this scared right now, right? Just start peeking and start doing something, right? It makes it hard because you had to teleport in to potentially save your Ana. So you can't like take the off angle. Unfortunate. It's a good shot by the Chun. Here, I'm sure you can see like the problem when you peek. The corner's too close. As like not tank, right? They just run into you, and you have like so little time to react, right? That's another good thing about swinging the corner wide, right? You still get cover if you just do this, but you can see them coming, right? Fortunately for you, the Lucio just flies in straight and just is like blocks into shots, right? You see how much like a value you're getting when you shoot. Not to say you weren't shooting all game, but like just shooting more in general is just very valuable, right? I think you had the problem more so in Baptist. Okay, good Suzu here. No reason to be backing up this far, right? Just play with your Ana. The Winston actually can't kill either of you if you just heal each other. So do your best not to jump in the bubble. If she does, and she like kills herself, nothing you can really do.
Look, don't touch.
It's fine though. Get the kill. Here, no need to rush, right? You can't see anyone on the floor except the junk. You don't know what cooldowns he has, right? And your Reese just got nano, so there's literally no reason. See, like, your aim is pretty good. You're punishing these people for just botting into you, like, very often, right? Here, I'd be looking to just get in to help your tracer as soon as possible, right? You actually heard the Suzu getting forced. I'd just honestly teleport Suzu, your tracer, to help her fight whatever she's fighting. Worst case scenario, right, is this is what happens. The Kiri gets away anyways, and you just trade teleport Suzu. And you just go back to just neutral, which is good for you because you're on defense, right? But best case scenario for you, you just get the little bit of extra damage your tracer needs to get the stagger on the Kiri. So you see, you're very good at hard punishing these people for just randomly walking in, like the vast majority of the time. So you're just kind of destroying these people. Just literally by shooting, and I'm sure you can see the difference you're making in fights by shooting as opposed to not shooting. Like, compare this, what you're doing now, to what you were doing on Baptiste when you're just kind of walking around healing your team, right? I know the good thing about Kiriko and Baptiste is they can do both. Like, no, they don't have to make a decision. Again, here, right, you're just a little low. Same mistake as earlier. You should have Suzu'd earlier. I just want to like hammer home the point that like when you shoot, you're just putting in a lot of value, especially on Kiriko and Baptiste because they don't really have to decide, right? You don't have any cooldown difference between like shooting and healing, whereas on Ana, right, you have to choose between healing and doing damage. So yeah, right, you should just same thing with the Reaper, right? You should just use your cooldowns to save yourself a little sooner.
30 seconds remaining.
Here, if your Ana isn't going to heal you, I just go get the pack. Like, maybe she's distracted healing your tank or something. I don't know. One, that lets your Ana keep, like, I don't. Oh, okay. That lets your Ana keep healing your tank. And two, you don't stack with your team and just give this Winston a really easy dive, right? No need to Suzu there, right? Your Ana was pretty much full. You're getting healed up. I think do the passive, whatever. And the Winston just jumped out, so you actually weren't in danger dying. Go, good shots on the Kiriko. You're right. You shouldn't be shooting the dude, the Winston. What you can do is bait the Winston to jump on you, teleport on someone, right? Now he has no jump. Or bait the Winston to jump on you, literally ignore him, and just start shooting his backline, right? You have options, but like shooting him is not what you want to do. You're just not gonna win the fight. And now, because you like just stayed and like held your ground, you don't have a good teleport target. But if you kept walking further away from your team, right? It's almost counterintuitive. The Winston would have to choose where he wants to jump, right? Instead of jumping 3 people, he has to actually choose a target to jump, right? You, the Ana, your tank, or your Mei. If they walk into you, there's only so much you can do. But your Ana's not going to just run in, right? So, and like if you keep going this way, the Winston jumps on you this way, no problem. You just jump to your Ana. And if he ignores you, okay, fine. You can probably kill their Ana, right? Now you're just in the open, right? By challenging the Winston, you just kind of throw that fight away for no reason. And get intro picked, right? If you saw he was looking at you and about ready to jump, just teleport away. I should have said that to begin with. If he doesn't look at you and doesn't jump you, you can keep walking in, right? Here, you choose to swap to Bap. I would have kept staying with Kiri because you were almost to rush, but I don't think it's the end of the world. A little too far. You see they're not doing full damage here. No real reason to drop this soon, in my opinion, but that's okay. You can see how like easily you get back up. I will say, right, if your entire team's low ground, there's no reason to deny high ground from the enemy team right now, right? You want to be jumping in to help your team fight. You can play like right here, for example, or like this is not really a good spot to fight. Or this is a lot riskier. You can come up this way and like shoot the people here, like drop and keep jumping up. This is really not a good position to be fighting in. It's really awkward. I'm sure you can see. Here, you probably should have just lamped your Ana and not fallen on the floor. You don't want to stack with your team this much, right? It's almost counterintuitive. If they kept pushing, they could have killed your entire team.
Let's get you all
Obviously, cover issue thing here, right? You're just kind of standing in the open, like right behind your tank the entire time doing this, but really what you should have done is like something like this, right? If you only want to heal your tank, wait till she's full so she doesn't die. Okay, just come this way and you can jump up afterwards up here, for example. Yes, like I'm telling you, things like that make all the difference. Yeah, good job blowing up the Winston. Yep. Get him away. I don't know if you saw the Genji was still up there. I don't know if you saw him earlier. But yeah, you should try to shoot him away too, so he can't just land on your backline. He's probably gonna get on your Ana in a second or two here. And you see you're walking forward, kind of for no reason. Into the Winston. And it hits a grenade. You could put your lamp a little further back. But the mistakes you made in this fight were just kind of earlier on, right? Here, right, don't do this. There's actually an escape plan right here, right? And when I say the mistakes you made earlier on with the fight, or that you weren't playing high ground and weren't like chasing the Genji away, right? If you're up here forcing a different angle from your team, right, and putting out that offensive pressure a little earlier, a little sooner, they wouldn't have been able just to run in with all their ults and whatnot, right? And another like problem because you swapped off Kiri, you don't have like a counter ult. I don't think losing team fights to ults is like the end of the world though. So we'll say just a bit more shooting, you probably would have gotten your ult. Move forward a little. Here, right? You see the Winston's high ground. Seems like you're like ignoring these people high a lot. I mean, he's not literally right now. If you see the Winston high, just literally jump up and start shooting him. Shoot him away with your sim, and then you land and just jump and take high ground too, right? Same premise. You open up a different angle from your team, or if you're a recent needs healing, you can drop and just immediately jump off. If she's making the angle difficult for you, right? You can just keep like taking high ground over and over against Baptiste and Kiri. It's like completely free.
Let them out.
I don't like this window. You couldn't see literally anyone except like maybe the Genji with deflect. But like I said, he has deflect probably. I think I skipped forward, so I'm not 100% sure. But like he's just gonna jump out of LOS of the window, deflect, and just run away. So they're just running into a window and dying. And this Winston doesn't really do anything here. This is fine. This Winston honestly could be like doing a real problem for you guys. If he was a little better. I don't know why he wasn't zapping anyone. You're right. Try your best in these situations to heal your team and shoot the Winston so he doesn't get any value at all. He dies that much sooner, makes a good bit of difference as you ranked up. Here, no reason to be sitting on the floor, just jump and take high ground. Right? Honestly, if you really wanted to, you could be playing a bit more aggressive. It's kind of risky because they're on Genji and Winston. They swapped off now, but you can see like, look how much better your angle is on your team if you're just up here, right? You can heal them, and from down here, it's not like you can even shoot the Orisa where she is right now, anyways. It's even worse because if she peeks on the side of the cart, you can't shoot her. But if you're up here, right? You see the Orisa overextends, you can even drop. And if you get rushed, you could literally just jump up here, right? You have a lot of options here, which is why I don't think playing more aggressively is like a bad problem, but you're just kind of playing at these like really awkward angles over and over again, right?
Reality bends to my will. This ends now.
I'll be looking to go forward here, right? Your team, kind of the same mistake you made with Kiriko on first. I don't know if you remember, right? Your team just killed 2, and you just shut down the Sojourn ult, so you're like not really in risk of dying. Especially you have both your cooldowns, so you should be trying to like chase with your Tracer and see if you can get any stackers. Again, but if you're not, I'd be looking to set up someone better. If you can see like playing down here is really awkward. LOS wise, the LOS is not very good for you, so.
Behold my exceptionality.
Still trying to shoot, yeah. So you're getting a lot of value making that recent runaway just because you're shooting. Right. I will mention if you were high ground and or playing over here, this Reaper would not be able to take cover behind here and you just get blown up, right? If you're up here, right, you just jump up, you can probably see him, right? If you rotate anyway. Or if you're over here, obviously you just get shot, right? And you're still pretty safe because you can just easily take cover no matter what, and you're in LOS of your Ana. If you're far right. Here, again, too close to your tank, right? You don't want to be stacking in the same corner as them. If you see your tank backing up, you should probably be backing up too. It's general rule. It's good there, right? I'm sure you can imagine if you're just up here to begin with, he couldn't get all this value by just literally blading in and slashing 3 players and forcing out all your cooldowns, right? If he blades in, right, you want to make him choose who to go on. You know, at higher ranks, maybe now your Ana just ignores you. It doesn't heal you at all, or doesn't nano you or whatever. But at the very least, if you get targeted, you can still shift and lap and then drop or whatever, and then do as much damage as you can. And he probably dies anyways, right? He died here because your sim can also shoot him from up there. But if he jumps on your Ana, then you shoot him for free and still can just spam cooldowns and healing on your Ana, right? Kind of no reason to be giving him all that value. I feel like you're afraid to peek because you're stacking with your team. But it's alright. Again, you're probably sick of hearing it. Just going high ground there would have been really beneficial. I didn't even notice you had ult. Oh, actually, no, you just did it. Alright, I forgot. Yeah, you used it against that. Kind of just wasted earlier. Okay, so I'll reiterate. I think you really need to be looking for your positioning, right? You don't want to stack directly with your tank. You need to be looking to take off angles from your team, and off angles, right? Not necessarily flanking. You don't need to be like all the way over here, for example. Something as simple as just jumping up here or being over here when your team's like in this area, so people can't just spam you guys out and just shoot a giant clump and just get random value, right? And it also lets you get better angles in the enemy team and heal your team more easily, right? And work on your cover usage a good bit, right? You're just found out in the open way more than you should be, especially against these players. And again, I guess thirdly, just do your best to like try to weave and shoot more, right? I'm sure you can see the difference in fights where you're actively shooting people and when you're just kind of heal botting your team, right? So I hope this helps.